How are we doing, folks? Coach Glenn here. Why eating late means gaining weight, and nobody wants that. So I'm going to give you 3 tips today as to how to avoid gaining weight when you eat late and why. First one, do not eat 2 hours before going to bed. Food that cannot be used as immediate fuel or energy often gets converted to fat and stored. Not a good recipe if you're trying to get leaner or melt some fat off your body. Research has shown that eating before bed disrupts your growth hormone. Your growth hormone is your major fat-burning hormone, and it's only active at night. Also, eating late at night increases insulin, and when your insulin is high, it promotes fat storage. So that's reason number 1 to not eat late at night. So do not eat 2 hours before bed. If you can do 3 or 4 hours, even better. I'll get more into that in a later video. Number 2, wait until later in the day to eat your carbs. So not only do you want to not eat at least 2 hours before bed, you want to make sure that most of your carbs are eaten at that last meal of the day if possible. So your dinner, your late afternoon big meal, that's when most of your carbs should be eaten, and here's why. If the goal is you want to look a little better, trim some fat off the waistline, your body has to burn through all of your carbs during the day to start getting to your fat. You have 1 carb meal a day, sorry, not carb heavy, but 1 meal a day where you're eating carbs, like mostly vegetables, and your body is going to be in a better position for you to burn fat most of your day. So if you've got mostly leafy greens or vegetables for your dinner carbohydrate option, then that will replenish the carbs that you've used or burned during the day. And then your body can go into, I'm gonna start using fat for fuel while you're sleeping, and then the whole rest of your day. So if you're eating a ton of carbs and you're wondering, I'm exercising a lot, I'm moving a lot, I'm sleeping really well, how come I'm just not able to burn off that last 10 pounds? Well, every time you eat carbohydrates, you've got to use it as fuel. And if you're not immediately using it as fuel, it gets converted and stored as fat. And then that's more time that's going to take for your body to burn through the carbs that you are eating before your body can get to fat. I hope that makes sense. It's not too complicated, folks. It's very, very simple. But if you want to be an effective fat burning machine where you're lean, 365, then just make sure that when you are eating your carbs, it's later in the day, and when you do eat carbs, it's mostly vegetables. Obviously, if you have the odd piece of fruit, if you're really busy and you have the odd starch like rice, pasta, bread, cereals, that's fine, but you just don't want to make that something you do at every single meal. So I hope that helps. That's number 2. Wait until later in the day to eat your carbs. And what you'll find as well is if you have a little bit of carbohydrates at your dinner meal as well as protein and healthy fat, that's going to be a pretty full, satiating meal. And it's going to allow you to not have those cravings later on at night before bed. That's another reason why I would highly recommend that your last meal of the day have your carbs, proteins, and your healthy fat as well. You never want to have a carb-only meal, because that you're just going to be, it's like putting kindling on a fire. It's going to burn off really quick, and you're going to be craving more carbs within the hour or 2. So number 3, when you are hungry at night and you're having those cravings, it's typically because your body hasn't received the amount of protein that it needs for your specific body and your specific needs. Everyone's protein requirements are different. A lot of it's based on your genetics and your DNA and how active you are and how high your metabolism is. So your protein requirements are not going to be the same as your spouse or your kids or your parents. Everyone's going to be different. So if you're extremely active and you're lifting weights a lot and you move a lot and you have a high metabolism, or if you're a male and you have a lot of testosterone, then your protein requirements are going to be higher than someone who sits all day at work, sits all day when they get home on the couch all night, never moves, never picks up weight, and they have horrible sleep habits. Their protein requirements are obviously going to be lower. So if you're finding that you are having those cravings late at night or even throughout the day, but it's most of us, it's typically at night, it's because your body doesn't have that adequate amount of protein it needs to maintain muscle tissue, to repair muscle tissue, to build more muscle tissue, especially if you're active and you're exercising. So just make sure that you're eating protein at every meal, protein at every snack. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to eat chicken 6 times a day. What I'm suggesting is research the types of foods where you're gonna get high quality protein and eat more of those. If you would like, I will do a video on that. In fact, we'll do that next week. We will do a video next week on the types of protein that are beneficial for you, so you're not guessing as to what I mean when I say high quality protein in every meal and every snack. So we will go through that list next week for you. And when you notice that you start eating a lot more high quality protein at regular intervals throughout the day, that you will have less cravings at night and you won't have the need to want to eat late at night, and that will save your waistline, it'll save your brain, and you'll feel overall a lot more healthier because you're going to wake up not hangry or starving because you've had enough protein requirements the day before. So I hope that helps. Let me recap the 3 reasons why eating late at night means weight gain. You do not want to eat 2 hours before bed. You want to make sure that your last meal of the day has some carbohydrates to help replenish and put those back in your system. And then number 3, you want to make sure that you're getting enough protein throughout the day, that you don't have those cravings late at night, because your body will just keep eating until it gets the protein that it needs. And oftentimes if we're snacking on lots of carbohydrates that include protein, it's just extra calories and sugar that our body doesn't need. So I hope that helped, folks. More than happy to help you out. Click the link, book a call, a 30-minute free call, no strings attached. I call it my health audit. We will go through the 5 major areas that are important for you to turn your health around: nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, and lifestyle habits. We will go through that in about 30 minutes, give you a game plan to start taking some action, getting your life and your health turned around. So click on the link below, book a call with me. We'll help set the record straight and get you going in the right direction. That's it, folks. Coach Glenn out. Have a great rest of your day.